I would just say that, American Home Shield has been positively the worst company I've ever dealt with in my 67 years. I mean, I'd like to be fair. I know that if they replace my heat pump, that I'd be way ahead of the game. All I'm looking for is maybe a contribution. I know a new heat pump is $5,000. Come on, meet me halfway. Pay for half of it. Well, it's been a horrible experience, and it's still going on. I bought this house a little bit more than a year ago, and on the advice of the real estate agent, I bought a American Home Shield warranty, so that we knew that all the if there was a problem, that I would it would be repaired. That was the first mistake. I think, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that real estate agents get a kickback for sending victims like me, and I do use that word victim because that's what I've become, to American Home Shield. Within a couple of months after we owned the house, the heat pump, which supplies the heat and the cooling to my home in Florida here, went on the fritz. And of course, American Home Shield sent someone out. They sent Total Air Care out, and they repaired it, I think. But within a couple of days after that first repair, we went on a long trip in our RV. We were gone 6 months. We came back in this past September of 2017, and the heat pump, we realized after about the first power bill that our power bill now, instead of being $125, was $350 plus, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, then I realized that this heat pump was running days at a time without stopping, and it wasn't even cooling the house. So to make a long story short, American Home Shield has sent Total Air Care out, including the last couple of days, a total of 9 times. They've changed all kinds of parts. They've done this, they've done that. The problem has become intermittent. I mean, they were here Monday and they changed the capacitor. The week before, they were here and they changed a thermostat. All the while, the company Total Air Care keeps telling American Home Shield that there's no mechanical problems found. Well, there are mechanical problems found, but they just don't seem to be able to fix it. And now it's become an intermittent problem where when they were here Monday, we went to make it ran good for a day, and then on Wednesday we tried to get it to cool, and it would not come on. The blower motor that pushes the air into the house does not come on. Now the compressor unit outside and everything else runs all the time, constantly, but no air comes into the house, and this problem is intermittent. So, of course, this morning when they showed up, they turned it on, and lo and behold, it ran. It ran fine. There was no problems. And I can understand how Total Air can say, well, if there's no problems, we can't fix it. But within an hour after them leaving, I went to turn the AC on, and it would not push air into the house. I mean, and now Total Air won't come back because they've said, every time they come out here, there's nothing wrong. Well, there is something wrong. I've got the thermostat on 78, and it's 86 in here. It's been going for 5 hours straight, and it's not blowing air into the house. Every 5 minutes or so, it comes on and blows air into the house. I mean, they've been out there so many times and can't fix it. And American Home Shield keeps telling me, well, if Total Air recommends a replacement, they'd be happy to replace it. And Total Air said, we get paid for fixing it, and that's something we never ever will do unless it's a flaming heap of ashes. And I mean, all I know is I don't have any heat, I don't have any cooling, and I have a warranty that's worthless, basically. I think it's a scam between Total Air and American Home Shield, because American Home Shield tells me they have to have Total Air, to basically tell them it needs to be a replacement, and Total Air says they'll never do that. So, I'm between a rock and a hard place. It's an impossible situation. And so about 2 weeks ago, American Home Shield calls me up and said, lo and behold, they're going to offer me a buyout. So they were going to send a different company out to do a secondary opinion. So they send this guy out, and he's an electrician, and he takes one look at it, and he's laughing, saying he didn't understand how anybody could fix this thing. He said all the wiring was corroded. There was all kinds of issues that they needed to be replaced, and it would cost more money to fix it than to buy a new one. So after that, I wait about 4 or 5 days, and lo and behold, I get a call from American Home Shield saying they were working on a buyout for me, and that was like 2 weeks ago. Yesterday, Thursday, they called me on a Thursday morning, and they said that they would be working on a buyout for me, and that they were trying to figure out what the amount of money that they were going to pay me, basically, to go away. They would let me know within that day or the next day. Well, that was a Thursday morning, and I waited till late Monday afternoon, and heard nothing from them. So I called them back. They then told me that the company that they had sent out for a second opinion was not qualified to give a second opinion. Well, why did they send him in the first place? That was the only reason they sent this guy out. So, there is no buyout now. And since then, Total Air, because they let me know that Total Air was the only vendor I had in the area. That's the only I was with them or not. So now they've been back 3 times since then. They came out last week once, and they came out this past Monday, and did something, I don't know. And then by Wednesday it wasn't working again. So now they've been here again today. Today, of course, it was working when he was here, but now it's not working. They don't seem to understand what the term intermittent means, because every once in a while, it works, and it works to my displeasure. It works when they show up. But again, like I say, it's not working now. And I turned this thing on 4 hours ago, and it's been running for 4 hours straight. It only pushes air into the house about every 5 minutes, about every half hour or so. The result being that it was 80 degrees when I turned it on, and now it's 84. And the AC is doing nothing. I called Total Air; they won't come back, but they still won't admit that there's nothing they can do. So all I can say to people out there, and I know American Home Shield doesn't care, because if you do your due diligence, which I should have done before I bought this contract, I wish I'd never listened to my real estate agent, but I did trust her. But do yourself a favor: go to Better Business Bureau and look at the reviews they have. American Home Shield has like 30 positive reviews. They have 20 neutral reviews. They have 1,200 negative reviews. So put that in your pocket, and put your money back in your pocket, and go to some other warranty company. I still believe warranty companies are a good thing. You just got to get a good one. And American Home Shield is not the one. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say.